running it back. The Knicks are back in town. Don't call it a comeback, baby. We got some House of Haliburton follow-up. And Tarlin, I believe you have something special in store for folks today.
Nothing special. I feel like I lost a bet.
Yeah.
You act like I'm Team Halichumpton.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I did not break your nose in pregame warm-ups.
Yeah,
because it does look a little bit Rip Hamilton. You have a little Rip Hamilton
feel a little
Phantom of the
chumpish.
Opera. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to take this off in a second, but I did ask, I can barely talk in this thing. Beloved, a dear friend gave this to me from work.
Yeah.
Couple of things. One, we did get a call. I did get a call from a longtime listener, Adam.
Hang on, just before you say that, for our listeners, Tarlin is right now talking about this in a Mexican wrestling
Luchador, yeah. I'm a
Luchador, excuse me. Yes.
Full mask.
He's not wearing the tights for our listeners, but feel free.
How do you know?
Let your imagination run wild. Yeah.
So our last pod, we did talk about our top 5 quotes, and I did get a call. So I don't know how he got my number.
Yeah.
Longtime fan, listener.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He was very upset that I misquoted.
By we. None of this was run by me, just to clarify.
I misquoted Herm Edwards.
Yeah.
Who said we play to win the game.
Huh.
That's all he did. He called me to say, how could you get that wrong?
Right.
He was driving his son to hockey.
I thought you said Dennis Green.
I was wrong. Okay. I'm just that's me saying, all right, now everything goes off here.
Yeah. Now the mask's off. Now we're back. Back to normal.
Make me
that
apologize.
Was for YouTube. That was for
the fans. They get to see us. So that's one. I want to make sure we start off there. 2.
Yeah.
Shout out to Flex. This is a crew that twice a week, 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
10 of us this morning working out. So it's a early morning workout crew, which means it's a 4:37 workout. It was an all cardio day. I know I'm back working out if I have a little bit of a strain in my calf.
Yeah.
Achilles leg with the Achilles. So
Achilles. Yeah.
We'll bring that up later.
Because that came after we were pre-Tatum Achilles.
Of course.
Last time we talked.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Post Ewing, pre-Tatum.
Yeah.
And that will come up later.
Yeah.
And before I told Palmer, it is the playoffs.
Playoffs.
He's going to get a lot of run because his Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
Knickerbockers.
Doris
Burke are in the Eastern Conference Finals. We just have to make sure we check out the standings. The Mets still 29-19. They dropped.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm still wearing the hat. It's May. It's May.
Dodgers on a 4-game losing streak. We're scuffling a little bit, but we have the same record.
Long season.
And so with that, we're in the playoffs. I'm not even sure we're going to playoffs. That we're going to leave any space for the Western Conference,
which is incredible.
Which will probably be the ultimate champion, just so you know.
Yeah,
so
the favorite
time
for sure.
Talking about.
I mean, Knicks Wolves would be a fun finals because that's the one I'm pulling for the Wolves out there. Although I think OKC is probably going to win that series.
So Anthony Edwards still on his Infinity Stone march, took out Durant, Booker, Joker. You can say he took out Steph.
He didn't take out Steph.
Injuries are injuries.
Father time.
Everyone wants to talk, by the way, about a grade 1 hamstring strain, and Aaron Gordon had a grade 2, but was able to gut out. So people are starting to question, but the way that Steph moves, he is full sprinting.
He's also, he's 37? 36, almost 37, yeah.
Mary's going to look that up for us.
For sure.
Get right back. So with that, set the stage. I did text you and ask whether or not there was room on the Knicks bandwagon.
Yeah.
You did say yes.
Yeah, it's leaving the station, though, because game 1 is tomorrow night.
I'm running after I got the caboose. I just jumped on.
I'm throwing Stephen A. Smith off the boat.
Yeah, so talking. So it's like open mic. One, I did go back. I was looking at 1994.
Yeah.
And it got super nostalgic about actually leaving the house and running down the street to wave at OJ.
Yeah.
Then it was 1999. We got the Achilles. Like, hey, Achilles happens, Tatum. And now we're here. And I also was doing a deep cut looking. There's a lot of places go like, wow, the Knicks were in a play from 2012-13 to 2020. You guys were really in a dark place.
It was a wasteland. Yeah.
No wonder you are the way you are.
That's my beef with Melo, at least. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think people are overstating the emotional fragility of Knicks fans. I think they're playing it up. That's where Stephen A's drive me crazy. And the level to which he was wet in his bed before Game 6 at the Garden, when the Tatumless Celtics were not going to be strong in that arena when you have Jalen Brunson.
And with Kristaps having post-viral syndrome, just so we know, PBS.
Whatever he's got. But it's just, I knew that game. I felt very good about that game when I saw Brunson waving on the Jumbotron to Celtics fans. Because he's not one to troll, unlike, you know, the Joker to his Batman in Haliburton to his Bruce Wayne. But
do we make sure you're on record that you are not a Haliburton fan? Right? It was unclear from the last pod.
I mean, I find him entertaining in the sense of like Pat McAfee's entertaining. You know, like he's fine. Like he's playing the heel. That's
so
why
you're calling him a clown. Are you calling him a clown?
Yeah, I think he kind of plays the clown. I think he plays it. He plays up the clown and he plays up the heel. And Brunson plays up the captain, like the leadership ability.
Put on the hard hat.
He's going to put on the hard playing hat. It cool. Yeah, and that's the other. I'm glad you mentioned that because the other thing I wanted to bring up was like this whole like working class Indiana against the elites in New York. And
it's actually flipped.
Yeah, it's also the Knicks fans who are on 7th Avenue. The celebrities are driving through that in their Humvee. But the guys who are climbing up on the lamppost at the corner of 33rd Street and 7th Avenue, they're probably not high net worth individuals. There might be.
By the way, what happened to Humvees? It really dropped off. That's
true. Land Rover? Yeah, my son's the car. Yeah, we went to the auto show. You know, my boy, 6-year-old brought me to the auto show.
It's pretty entertaining. H3 on the no longer. I mean, okay, keep going.
Yeah, whatever. The Escalade. I don't know. I'm using all the 90s references. I was watching a lot of Knicks highlight film going in. But like Knicks fans are working class. New York City is like we have millions more working class people than Indiana, even like the state of Indiana. So I feel like anybody who's talking about the Knicks, like we are not Showtime. You know, we are not. It's not that ticket. Although I think the cheapest tickets to these games are like $1,000, and the most expensive tickets are like $100,000, which is absurd to me. But it is the Mecca, and the Mecca is hot again, which is good for basketball. I feel good. Me and Gilbert Arenas are saying Knicks in 5. I'll stick with that. I think we steal one out there.
Agent Zero, by the way, just a quick shout out. He does. I haven't watched it yet. New Netflix documentary on him and Javaris Crittenton.
Okay.
Trading with their guns in the locker
threats. Yeah. So were they still they were the Wizards by then, right?
They were the pull. Ooh, we did this last time.
We'll have to get our
too funny if it was the Bullets.
Our crack research staff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Wizards. But yeah, so Gil was saying Knicks in 5. I think it's right. I mean, I feel like maybe Haliburton's more than I realize, but I still feel like he got lucky that Dame was out. Played well in that series. I respect his performance, especially some of the heroics in overtime. So like he definitely can explode, but I feel like his inconsistency is why, you know, maybe it goes 6, maybe it goes 7, but I actually think Brunson is more on a mission. There's payback here, and they're also going to have the momentum of the fans coming behind this team, which still like they haven't had too long together. So there is a chance that you're saying there's a chance that this team really didn't gel. You know, like I think, you know, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf talks about how, you know, iron needs fire. You need fire to kind of temper and mold iron. The crucible of the playoffs.
So I just want to know, we're going to go back.
I'm not done yet. Excuse me.
Mute me.
The crucible of this playoffs is demonstrating the vision for this team. And I'd say if you have the 4 guys, top to bottom, the first 4 on the Knicks can run circles around the first 4 on Indiana, and then 5, 6, 7, I want to see the Knicks kind of step it up a little bit there. But I go mano a mano. You know, Carlisle can throw whatever he wants at us. Maybe they get hot from 3 and it goes 6, and then I want to talk Hans Perez next, but I'll see the talk time back.
So many places. I mean, you don't want to see TJ McConnell. You got no one that can handle
Deuce. I already thought about that.
This
Deuce,
is the Obi Toppin revenge series.
Please. I would take Deuce over McConnell in this series, although it's close.
So why is this different? You got all the research. One, we'll get to Reggie Miller, who owned you guys forever. And
this did not
owned you. Yeah.
The fact,
I don't know if you
playoff record is even.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Versus Miller, and now Haliburton got him. Wow, my dogs. That's my dogs. Tarlin's dog has interrupted this episode briefly, but in the interlude, I just want to say that to Knicks Nation, just be patient. Let's not get too excited, and let's not entertain too many negative scenarios, which is what's been driving me crazy. The anxiety I see from Stephen A. Smith is really making me anxious, and it's like, demonstrate the cool. Look at it. Look to our leader. Look to Brunson. Brunson is calm. Brunson's got it under control. Same thing for Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. Mitchell Robinson has stepped it up. You know, maybe there is an upside there if he stays healthy, and this is all health dependent. Okay, Tarlin's back. I think he's got the situation under control out there. You're still on mute, I think, but otherwise.
Someone's painting, and then I actually was perfect timing because I can listen to you more. You wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. So I thought you just keep talking. No,
I got to Cory Booker a little bit on the Knicks there for a few moments.
So what? Why?
No diapers. No diapers. Yeah.
Why is this different? 94. You had a great chance losing 5 to the Rockets.
Okay, but we beat the Pacers to get there.
I'm fine, but I want to know. I'm trying to figure out
what are
why
we talking about?
This
this episode is not about the Knicks winning the championship. This episode about the Knicks playing the Pacers right now. Be in the moment. Like I don't like you Laker fans suffering from
you lost to the Pacers. Fine, you lost to the Pacers in 23-24.
Simple chronic affluenza.
Beat the Pacers in 23-24.
The affluenza is strong in Lakers fans. I understand.
Pascal Siakam comes. They get traded late in the season. You guys can beat the Pacers in 23-24. Why is it easy?
It's easy as someone who has had something fall in his lap his whole life as a fan, as a Lakers fan. Lakers fandom has not been a particularly tough ride so far.
We have never cheated like the Mavericks did to get the #1 pick. So we always.
Hey, that got us Ewing. So I got no beef.
We have no cold. We have no cold card.
Yeah.
So why? I'll go back. So it's not you've done some deep research to say Reggie Miller never owned you.
Yeah.
He did score 8 points in how many seconds?
Yeah.
You're not just.
I mean, like everybody talks about that,
but it's a 3. I think it was 3-3. They both
that was
won
in '95, and they actually made it to lose. To lose the championship afterwards too. It's also this is the undercard. This series is also the undercard heading into the championship, which is always what it's been. Like when the Knicks play the Pacers, it's not like, oh man, is Rick Smits ready to elevate to become the GOAT? No, it's like the Knicks. The big guy, the big fella, like we love him, but he's probably never going to win. And that makes him a little more lovable, and then he's got, crazy support, John Starks. That was a team of misfit toys. Why it's different this time is this team has chemistry and leadership and proven championship pedigree from college, which is not too distant in their past. And just looking at the leadership that Brunson is demonstrating throughout this entire run, the fact that they went out Friday in New York, which is all-time great night to be a bartender in the service industry in New York, they went out to the club, but they didn't drink anything. They were just out there to celebrate because they knew, despite the fact that their fans were losing their mind, their eyes are still on the prize. The prize right now is payback for last playoffs when our entire team went down on injury. By the end of that series.
Closed out a series at home since 1999. We've had that stat before, so that's congrats. The team is focused. Great. You got the Nova Knicks.
Yeah.
You're saying that this is going to be revenge for 2 years ago where you couldn't close it out.
Let me turn it around on you. Who's a better leader in the NBA right now than Brunson? I'm waiting.
I think
I believe you. I believe you work with like leadership and HR, and like you understand how to.
I'm impressed by Brunson. I've never seen a dude 5'8" punch above his height class like.
Yeah, Yeah.
He's big bully ball. He's able to, goad refs into some of the worst foul calls ever. No,
Yeah.
he's a big clutch player. So I actually I did say, I don't say it lightly because the Knicks fans are as obnoxious as the Celtics.
I have a bag of garbage nearby if there are any problems that I could throw at you.
So I do appreciate the team. Listen, we used to have Josh Hart on our team. The Lakers
Yeah.
drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the Swiss Army knife.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a huge Karl Anthony Towns fan.
Who is?
But him getting into the post and actually getting dirty was great. I appreciate Mitch Robinson. Listen, anyone that goes down to the Achilles, I'm an Achilles brother for life.
Yeah.
So I appreciate him being out in space, having to guard, and some of the plays that he's made. Shocked by Mikal Bridges and what he's done in a couple in the third, fourth quarters where Brunson's on the bench and he has to be the number one option. And he went on a run, 8-point run on his own to actually bring the Knicks back. So you've got
defensive, like he had 2 straight defensive plays to end the games we
ripping it from like one guy who looks
my ball.
Say Lithe. One guy who looks
live.
There you go.
Yeah.
Versus Jaylen Brown. I mean, he just give me that.
That's mine. Yeah.
I appreciate the team, and I do appreciate Brunson. We watched clips of Brunson when he was like 8, and his dad putting him through drills or 10. So the one narrative. So I appreciate. Yes, he's a great leader. Fine. We're not recording this, are we?
No. Don't worry. It's rehearsal. It's a rehearsal.
It hurts. I really appreciate him as a leader.
Yeah.
The one narrative that I thought you'd bring up, and it's not just the Haliburton, is people have been talking about Tibbs in the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that he plays his guys too many minutes.
Yep.
Now the narrative has flipped a little bit, saying, well, if you're only playing 30 minutes a game and now you got to ramp up to 38 and it's playoff basketball, would you rather have someone who's been playing 38 minutes in condition to do that or someone that's to ramp up?
And it's over multiple seasons. So like these guys are conditioned by Tibbs and like anything, like any injury can turn the tables one way or another in these series. Although I will say by the time Jason Tatum went down and had to borrow Paul Pierce's wheelchair in the basement of the Garden.
It was real though.
That game was over. It's a real injury, but I mean, it's more like the media coverage. And I believe he did say, "Why me?" a few times. Shout out to Nancy Kerrigan. Tarlin will let me do that episode one of these years. I want to say Galooly more. I want to talk about henchmen. I want to talk about pipes to the knees, but that's a whole nother episode. That's not what we're talking about. That series was over. We stole that series. And I think there's a risk that the trickster, he's like Tyrese Haliburton should be on a cereal box. He should be like a sugary candy and like, okay, whatever. The only cereal box I could see Jalen Brunson on is Wheaties because it's the breakfast of champions.
You guys are underestimating the grit of the Pacers.
Nah,
these aren't top 10 draft picks. These are guys like it is a bunch of the Obi Toppins. I guess you guys draft them high. TJ McConnell shouldn't be in the league. Nesmith, you got guys who just play hard.
I don't think they're grittier than us, so like it's fine. And then for their leader to be as this is a Tarlin Ray word, to be as mercurial as he is, I just see them falling apart at some point. Which is why I say 5 because it's provocative, but I don't see them winning 2 or 3 big games when this series is on the line, when Brunson wants it, and the rest of that team is as bought in collectively as a unit. I don't see it. We'll see. That's why they play the games. And welcome to the bandwagon. Welcome to the bandwagon.
I give it up for Brunson because I did do that deep cut looking back at the Knicks history.
Yeah.
Saw the fall off 2012, 2013, a little bit of a run 2020. They were in the bubble.
Roy Hibbert owned the mellow Knicks in terms of this rivalry, which is such a testament to the mellow years.
Paul George, Roy Hibbert, George Hill, David West, Lance, I'll blow in your ear, Stevenson.
Enjoy that finals run, Lance.
So you talk about leadership. Since Brunson signed, they have been in the playoffs every year. Talking about playoffs.
Yeah.
And so this is a step. So
how about his contract renegotiation? You know what I mean? Like giving it up for next level strategic thinking.
Forgot
This is what you want
that.
from a leader, Tarlin, someone who is self-sacrificing, even though he gets his shots up. Like he's selfish in the right way, but he's not a selfish player.
I mean, the fandom just spewing out.
It's true. I feel good. I feel good about this series. I don't feel good about the championship. I feel like we got a puncher's chance, and then sadly, it might come down to somebody gets hurt on the other side or whatever. But like, you got to figure it's either Minnesota or OKC will be favored over whoever comes out of the East. But as far as an undercard goes, harkening back to back in the day, like we made Jordan the GOAT, the Knicks, just like Haliburton is gonna elevate Brunson's game, where we do want to figure out who are we really talking about? Why are we looking at this stuff in terms of the morality play that the wrestling match that NBA playoffs is? I feel confident that the way Brunson is playing will be borne out. Hopefully in this series, long term, I feel good about the franchise that we're building around him.
So I'm on the bandwagon.
Yeah, baby. Would you throw garbage at Hans Perez? Like, how on the bandwagon are you? Would you be like, guys, it's cool that the Knicks are winning, but don't throw a garbage bag at the guy who showed up to your winning Game 6 against the Celtics in a Haliburton jersey. The guy, he's a firefighter. He was expecting to get garbage thrown at him. Hans Perez, check out the video. Did you see this? There's a dude on 7th Avenue Friday night after the Knicks won, wearing a Haliburton jersey, unlike this Metis data science jersey that I'm wearing. Don't forget about Metis. But he's wearing his Haliburton jersey on 7th Avenue amidst the insanity of the Knicks winning their first playoff series at home against the Celtics. And this dude, not letting them just enjoy it, shows up to talk trash. You see what I did there? As a Pacers fan, I would have respected it more if it was a Reggie Miller jersey. But instead, he's more like at the craps table. He's betting on the come. There's a good chance that Haliburton exits quickly.
Well, it reminds me of Knicks fans ripping down Randall's poster after the 23 playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
The playoffs. They'll do it to their own people. They'll do it to other.
It depends. I will say part of Knicks Nation consists of Yankees fans, so I will apologize to the world for that. I have no responsibility for them. I can't get them under control. But
so I'm going. I actually think it'll go more than 5. So I toggling. So if I'm going to keep with my fandom, I'll go Knicks in 6.
Yeah,
reluctantly.
It sounds good.
Reluctantly, hoping for the ultimate final where I want to see the two guys that were traded for each other.
Yeah,
one in Cat and the other in Randall, who's dominating for Timberwolves. That's some good viewing.
Yeah,
and so I'll leave you with that. You got a lot of New York shine.
Yeah,
you're not as obnoxious as Celtics fans or Eagles fans. So congrats.
Yeah, we're kind of like Red Sox fans of basketball at this point. Like before the Red Sox won again. Yeah.
I will give it up for Brunson. Actually, knowing that his dad, Rick Brunson, was on that 1999 championship team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a connective tissue there. So there's a bridge.
Yeah.
And so good luck.
Thank you.
You've had your shine.
Yeah.
You got a chance to punch at Tyrese one more time. It may be
a continuing one way or another. It's a continuing story. Either I'm right or I'm wrong. But there's some upside. And then, it does feel like next go at it, we should probably spend a little more time on whoever comes out of the West, because I feel like that series, that's kind of there's this whole face of the league argument now. And, Shea.
Whoever takes down SGA, he's a 23-year-old that's taken down every star, and injuries happen. And to get through the West, that's the gauntlet. You had Cleveland with a bunch of guys that were hurt.
Yeah.
Tatum goes down.
Yeah.
And so the JV's playing over in the East right now with the Knicks and Pacers. So it's a cute little series. But the real series in the West.
Yeah, we do best with an underdog. When New York explodes, 86 was big. I could go all the way back to 86, and then the Islanders exploding as a Long Island
You guys
kid.
need to win more.
If we win more, we'll be happy. At least the Mets half of the fandom will appreciate it. We're happy where we are.
All right. Well, next time we'll do from the moment we're born. We'll talk about championships in the cities that we live in. LA City of Champions. That'll be fun. You can go first, like for 20 seconds, and then I'll talk about living in LA.
Affluenza's got to be hard. I realize it, but as a real fan, when we actually win, it is a big deal. And we actually won the last series. I feel good about this one. We'll see what happens, and we'll take it from there.
And with that, running it back. Next time, we won't have an interruption with the painter showing up, but things happen.
All right, man. We'll be back again soon.